Hi there folks, this is Ethan Boisvert coming to you from West City Honda in Belleville, Ontario. Today I'm going to give you a trim walkthrough on all of our Honda Civic lineup, from the LX to the EX to the EXT, which stands for Turbo, and then our Touring trim. Alright folks, so we're going to go through the Honda Civic LX. This is the 2016, complete redesign. Of course assembled in Ontario, which is nice. That's for the entirety of the Civics we're going to go through today. So the LX is going to give you the steel wheels. A lot's been added on though for the LX. You're going to have auto lights this year. You do have heated front seats, backup camera, Bluetooth with this base trim. You can get this in a manual or an automatic. And you're looking at a 2-liter engine, which is also an upgrade for this year from the 1.8 in the previous generation. You can see the changes they did, and it's a lot more sleek design, very sporty, and the power difference is noticeable over the last generation as well, just with the 2-liter alone. Now they've done some very good quality upgrades this year as well. So before we just had the one door seal, now we have a double door seal. Does wonders for the noise cancellation on this vehicle. And of course adding insulation underneath, and we made the bottom right flat underneath. Everything is right flat on the bottom. And then in here we have some insulation as well in the wheel wells, which really helps with the noise cancellation. So for the LX, you get a straight key. You've got lock, unlock, of course, and panic, and then for the trunk, which you can pop from the key. So in here, we have an increase in trunk space this year as well. We're getting very close to the Accord. It is still less than the Accord. And then you're only inches away from both vehicles in length now. So this mid-size class has taken a huge increase in length. Getting into the back here, for the LX lineup, you're going to have fabric interior, of course. And it really does open up when you get back in there. You'll be crazy when you sit in the back when you get to the dealership. So going inside here, just going to start this up. So crazy changes to the tech for this year. Now if you have an Android or Apple phone, right on this screen you're going to have a huge increase in functionality. Now I do have a separate video that takes you through Apple CarPlay. Definitely take a look at it. But here's your menu set up here now. You've got a lot. You can do this. This is an Android based system too. It even has a web browser on it now. You can hook up your phone and surf the web. Of course your heated front seats there. And then I'll try the backup camera for you here, so I'll put it in reverse. So there's your backup camera with line guidance there. Very accurate, works great. You've got some settings on how you can change that. Shut the door here. So of course, standard cruise control in the LX, and your actual cell phone controls there, and your media controls, which is really cool. I'll actually fire up this. Okay, so the radio's on. I'm going to turn it up now just by swiping my finger here. So, very cool. Climate's gotten easier. Just a climate button here. I'm actually going to turn some AC on for myself. Just like that. Everything's very clean and right in front of you. Less switches. You're going to see that for the entirety of the Civic lineup. Of course, this layout doesn't really change at all. And then you've got a lot of customization you can do here. This is all digital now, and the speedometer as well. So, and of course, a few nice little changes too for a base model. This has auto windows on both front windows. Now in the LX in the past, sometimes you didn't even get an auto window at all. So some changes there, but my favorite change for the LX this year is auto lights. You get auto lights with this base model, which is very nice. That's usually a feature that you'd see in a middle trim level, so they definitely stepped up this year for sure. You can see the seat design there. It's very nice, and you'll see later on in the Touring how that really pops with the leather. Electronic parking brake there now. Honda's Econ mode. That hasn't changed. You've got lots of storage here. So there's actually a USB port down here. This won't be used. It'll just be used for charging. It won't be used for the Apple CarPlay or the Android Auto. But down here, they utilize this space underneath the shifter. This is where you plug to get the connectivity for your smartphone and to charge it, of course. And then there's an optional power outlet on the other side there. So they utilize this space. You can sit your phone down here. You can sit your wallet down there. It's really nice. Very nice changes this year. This is just the LX. Just kind of a walkthrough to show you what you're looking at for this base model. And as I said, this is the 2-liter engine. You're in the mid 150 horsepower range. And this vehicle is available in a manual or an automatic or CVT, continuously variable transmission. Looking at about 6.9 liters combined per 100 kilometers. So very nice. And as we'll see with the turbo coming up, it's even just a touch more fuel efficient, which is really cool. Look forward to showing you the EX next. All right, we now have the trim walkthrough on the Civic EX, 2016 Civic EX. So the EX over the LX gives you a couple of noticeable cosmetic changes. One being big is the power moonroof, which is right up here. So notice there's the LX roof there, EX. And then the big thing for me, and the thing I like the most, is your rims. So you've got some nice flashy alloys. Honda's really done well with their rims the past couple of years. So you see those alloys there in the EX, and then here's the LX below. So in the LX below, you're getting that steel wheel with that that plastic cap there. So nice, nice change in the rims. So this EX, the key changes dramatically on this guy. So this is a proximity key. So all you have to do, right now I have it locked, is go right up. It'll sense the heat from your hand and unlock as long as you have this key on you, you're within proximity. Another huge deal with the EX and above, this middle trim level, is if I lock it here and I hold down here, get the first light and the second light, there it is, built-in remote start from the factory. This is a over $700 attachment as of last year. So this year, if you get an EX and above, you get remote start built in. Just turn that off for now. So I'm going to show you when we get in the vehicle. But you have your blind spot camera here. This is also something you get by going to the EX. And of course, with this proximity key, you're going to have push button start, and I'm going to show you here in a minute. So trunk same as the LX. So we'll hop in here. So this also has the black fabric, this particular one, and the fabric interior just like the LX as well. So still all the features. The LX, of course, so your backup camera, your heated front seats, Bluetooth for your phone, that Android Auto connectivity, and that Apple CarPlay I was telling you about. And once again, I have another video you can watch on that. And you've got the connectivity down underneath the shifter, which is nice. They utilize that space. So now here's a nice feature. It does wonders on the 401 because you can actually turn it on all the time. But if I turn the right blinker on, there is my blind spot. Take this right off. So there is my blind spot. Very cool. And that's activated when I have the blinker on. So on the end here of this, I hit this button, I can turn that blind spot camera on the entire time, which in town can be a little distracting, but on the 401, amazing. You can take this on all the way to Toronto, keep track of traffic around you. You get a very good view on the 401. It's a nice feature. And of course, auto lights on this guy. And then we've got our sunroof there. And that has tilt as well, so you can let the hot air out when it's sitting in the parking lot. It's a very nice trim level. This particular guy also, just like the LX, has the 2-liter engine. So the mid 150 range for your horsepower. Now this guy and the LX has an option to put a frontal camera on that gives you a host of safety features called Honda Sensing. I have a separate video on Honda Sensing. You can add that on the LX and the EX. And then on the next one we're going to go through with the turbo, you get it included in the turbo and you get it included in the Touring. So they can be added. I'll go into more depth on those, but they can be added on to the 2 beginning trims, which is very nice. So at this point in time, we have this EX just in the automatic CVT transmission. Perfect. So now we will go through the EXT next. This is when you're going to start seeing the turbo and the horsepower increases into the mid 170 horsepower range. All right, so now we are on to the EXT. So this is an EX basically with a turbo and the Honda Sensing that comes included with that as well. So still proximity key, still has remote start built in and push button start. So there's a few things with the Honda Sensing that's included. So the way it works is there is a sensor down here, because you'll actually notice it's a little different on this panel here as it is on that side. And then the other component, and probably the most major component with this, is underneath the lettering here there's a camera built in that has a little box that's built into your rear view mirror. Those Honda Sensing features are amazing. They give you things like adaptive cruise control, where you can set the distance to the vehicle in front of you and it'll just follow. It also has slow speed follow, the only vehicle in the Honda lineup currently to have slow speed follow, which is really cool. So really, these features have come a long way. Like, this vehicle will stay on the lines. If you go over the yellow line, it'll robotically bring you back into your lane with a warning and actually move the steering wheel. It's really crazy when it happens at first, but you'll notice that it keeps you in the lane and it corrects you and it keeps you safe. You'll become very comfortable with it very fast. So we're going to hop in here because this is, you know, virtually the same features as the EX that we were just in, but you have the turbo change in it there. The turbo brings up your horsepower. So there's the push button start. This is in the EX and the EXT and the Touring. So everything above the LX basically. So you can see here, I can turn off a few features of the Honda Sensing because they are optional features, so you can control it. I don't recommend it. They work very good. I've already had customers say that it's saved their butt in a few cases for sure. So it's pretty cool that way. So once again, you've got your audio controls here, so you can actually set your presets and go right through the radio. When the ads come on, you can switch to the next station. You've got the sound controls here. And then you've got your, of course, heated front seats, backup camera, Bluetooth, electronic parking brake that we've gone over in the other models. Your connectivity for both phones, the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay built in there. You can see this box up here is part of the Honda Sensing package. And then you're going to get a slight increase in fuel economy with this guy, which is crazy to have a turbo and have a little bit of a better fuel economy. Not by a lot. It's 6.7 combined as opposed to 6.9 with the 2-liter engines. But it's kind of cool to have a turbo and have better fuel economy. Also with this turbo, you're going to take care of it like you've taken care of a Civic in the past. You don't have to put special oil in it. You don't have to put premium fuel in it. You don't have to let it idle after a long trip. You know, things you would have to do with the traditional turbo. That is done. That is over. Honda has perfected this turbo. So other than that, this is the fabric seats that you've seen in the EX. Moonroof there. This one is a blast to drive. Personally, my favorite out of the lineup because of bang for your buck, because you get the turbo, you still keep the fabric in the seats and that, and you get the sunroof. I mean, it's a very sporty ride. I definitely recommend giving it a drive if you're just coming in to look at the base one as well. So next we'll move on to the Civic Touring. All right, now we have our final trim we're going to walk through today. This is our Civic Touring. So this is the trim where you're going to see things like the power seat, the LED lights as opposed to halogens on the other trim levels, and then other things that are some people have for a must-have, like satellite radios in this trim. Of course, this is a leather trim. Very sporty drive between the leather, the moonroof, and the turbo on this. But one of my favorite cosmetic changes in just the Touring from the factory is you get chrome handles. Those chrome handles pop on virtually every color that is offered in the Touring. They really pop in the blue. We have a darker red, and they really pop on that in the sunlight. So of course, still proximity key, remote start, push button. So I just got to go up, it's locked now. Grab that handle, it'll unlock the vehicle. And then you can see in here we have a power seat here on the driver's side. And then we'll go over and take a look at the passenger seat here. We have a power seat for the passenger side as well. This just has, on the passenger side, it'll go forward and back, which is power, and your back, of course, which is power. Now this is the only trim level to have power seats in the Civic, let alone just the driver's seat, but the passenger seat as well. So one thing I want to touch base on as well, these nice leather seats here, but this back row, and this is kind of taken from the Accord, this back row here is heated. So you have front and back heated seats in just the Touring trim. The switches are actually right in the center here. Nice feature to have for sure in the back row. The Accord's had it for a long time, but the Civic just adopted it this year in the top trim level. So both front windows still auto. Still have your blind spot camera. You have your Honda sensing that's included in this trim level. It's not an add-on. Just fire this up here. Push button start. All right. So, of course, the Honda sensing's there. Still electronic parking brake. We have a new addition here, which you can add on as an accessory in the other trim levels. This guy has a wireless charging pad for your cell phone. Some cell phones have the technology built in. Most of them you have to buy a special case for, but it's really cool. You just sit it right on this pad and it will wirelessly charge your phone now. This is, give or take, a over $400 feature in all the other trim levels. You get it included in the Touring. So a very nice feature. And of course, a huge benefit to this is your navigation. And the best part about the navigation this year is Garmin. We now have Garmin Nav in the Civic Touring, which is really cool. It's a great navigation system, very user-friendly. A lot of customers I've already had, actually, it's the same. It's very much the same as their handheld Garmin's. So really, you don't have much of a learning curve there. So satellite radio just in this trim level. And just to touch base on the navigation again, on all the other trim levels that we walk through, if you have an iPhone or an Android phone, you can actually use that connectivity and rig your GPS to here. So you can actually add GPS from your phone into virtually every trim level we've gone through today, which is really cool as well. It works great. It uses the Apple Maps there for the iPhone, and it's a really nice feature to have because you can just say, hey Siri, take me here, and she'll bring up the map right on the screen as long as the phone's plugged in. So I definitely like to take you through, walk you through that here at the dealership. I have no problem showing you how that works. And another nice feature for just the Touring is this is an auto dimming mirror here. That's included in the Touring trim as well. Of course, auto lights, satellite radio, sunroof there. Blast to drive this one because it's the leather trim. It's got the Garmin Nav. I really appreciate you watching the video today. My name is Ethan. I'd be happy to walk you through any vehicle here at the dealership, start to finish in your process. We really strive at West City to make your whole experience great and very simple and straightforward, no confusion. You can shoot us an email. You can give us a call at 613-962-9513. Look forward to helping you out. Have a great day.